I run a content creation business that generates over $25,000 in monthly revenue, and I haven't touched Premiere in months. I did this by building a remote team that costs under $1,000 a month, and in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how to do that. What's up everybody, my name is Matt Maniego. I've been a content creator for the last 15 years, and over the last 2 years, I've created a system called the Content Automation Engine that helps content creators scale their time without actually having to do more work. So like most freelance content creators, I was always stuck in a cycle that most creatives fall into. Every project was a new negotiation. Some months would be really good and some months would be really bad. It was often an anxiety-driven feeling every month. Was I gonna get a job? Was I not gonna get a job? On top of that, I was doing everything by myself. I was filming, I was editing, I was prepping shoots, I was emailing clients, I was paying contractors, and I was doing everything. And so when the projects dried up, so did the income. But after having my second kid, I realized that that was not the way to run this business. I took a look at what I was doing over the last 15 years and I realized the work was not the problem, it was the business model. I stopped selling projects and I started selling outcomes on monthly retainers. One offer, one system, predictable revenue. I created a product that would be $2,500 a month minimum, and it could be spent however the client wanted. So we would charge between $200 to $400 for long form videos and between $75 and $150 for short form videos. And the client had a choice of, mixing and matching however many videos that they wanted to do per month, as long as they hit the $2,500 a month threshold. And that was it. That was the package, right? They could pick and choose however many videos that they wanted. Depending on how complex the edit was, that's where we would change the price of each video. But most of the clients that I went after, and actually most of my existing clients and the new clients that we acquired, already had something ready to go. They already had a standard length and a standard look and a standard feel for their videos. So it's pretty easy to gauge the cost of producing these videos. As long as they hit the $2,500 a month, we would be able to produce these videos at a very low cost for them. The first client I offered this to was already an existing client. It was actually funny because they asked me like, are you sure you want to do this? You want to do more for less? And I said, yeah. The only way I was able to offer this product to them was through the monthly retainer. We needed to hit that $2,500 a month. And the first client that I offered this to started out with 5 videos, which slowly crept up to 7 and then 10 and then 15. And now we're doing an average of 10 to 12 videos per month for this client. Because I work in sports, the content is in high demand, so it was pretty easy for me to sell this to them. You don't have to be in sports to be able to do this. You can reach out to a local wedding filmmaker. You could reach out to even local businesses in the area like chiropractors or restaurants or gyms. There's a myriad of clients that can benefit from this type of product. Most businesses now need consistent content on their feeds to stay relevant, and this business model is a great way to get in there. So let me show you how to start building your own team, and you can do this today. You don't have to build a whole team now, just find your first editor. In my journey of learning how to scale this system, I went to all the places where you could find a remote editor. I tried Fiverr, I tried Upwork, Craigslist, even Facebook groups where they would have editors. But by far the most proficient editors that I've found have been on this website called onlinejobs.ph. So you sign up for the website, okay? And then what you're gonna wanna do is type in video editor. See, I've searched for video editors here. It's kind of showed up already. And so, you'll hit enter. You'll get a list of people who are on here. Now, what I like to do is I like to sort the candidates by when they were last active. So you go here, you go to last active, go to a week or less. And I do this because if it's a week or less, these people are actively looking for a job. So if you need like an editor tomorrow, this is the best route because you'll find people who are actively looking to get hired. The next tip I have is pretty unconventional. I don't really look at their portfolios because you could pull stuff from YouTube or whatever. What I like to do is I like to look at their profile photos. If they spent time on their profile photo, it's more than likely that they'll spend that attention to detail in the videos that they're editing for you. If that's my experience, I don't know what it might be like for you, but that's just a tip to help you get going. I'll look through here and I'll find people who have a nice profile photo. Here, let's go back to Alyssa. She's a general virtual assistant and a video editor. She charges $3 an hour. I don't know how good she is, but the next step that I'm going to tell you is how to figure out how good they are. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna hit contact here, and you're gonna type in video editor as a subject. And I have a template email message that I send potential candidates, and I'll put that in the description below so that you guys can copy and paste it. What you would do is you paste it in there, you put in their name, you replace their name, and then you hit send message. You're gonna do that for 5 people. Out of those 5, probably 2 or 3 will reach out to you. Once you get a reply, what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna give them a project, a test project, and you're gonna offer them $10 to do this test project. Now the parameters for the project need to be very simple, something along the lines of which the content that you're creating. So if you're a wedding filmmaker or something, maybe like you'll do like a 30-second to 1-minute sizzle reel of the wedding. If you're someone who creates content for a restaurant, you'll want to give them, you know, something that you've created already. So give them something that you've already done. You want to give them a project that's under 100 gigabytes. Typically everybody that's on this website has pretty fast internet. Most people have fiber, and the people who are in more remote locations, they actually have Starlink. So don't let that hold you back from making a decision on, you know, hiring somebody. When you first start working with someone, you want to emphasize that you're looking for a really good communicator who knows how to edit. Now, in my experience, having a really good editor who doesn't communicate well sucks, because again, they're remote. You have to take that into account. You're really looking for someone who's a really great communicator who's good at editing, not the other way around, right? Because the other way around, like, you might be in a bind and you need to make a last minute change, and then, you know, they're sleeping, right? That's the last thing you want. That's not a recipe for success in this business model, right? You want to be able to put communication on the forefront of this relationship. And so what you're going to do is you're going to give them this test project. You'll give them a deadline of about 24 to 48 hours. But typically they'll finish the project within 24 hours because it's a pretty short project. So you want to give them a reel or a short or something, just like a sizzle reel, that's like 30 to 60 seconds in length. Anything more than that, you're gonna overwhelm them, and it's more likely that they'll be overwhelmed with all that footage. So you want to limit whatever it is that you're giving to them initially. And then once they give you the project, you're gonna want to pay them $10. So the $10 is really to show them that you're serious about finding somebody. So of these 3 editors, you'll pick the best editor whose work you like the best. And what you're gonna want to do is slowly roll them into whatever your workflow is. If you're a wedding filmmaker, you don't want to give them wedding films right away, right? You kind of want to do this in steps. You could even have them do low-level tasks initially, like maybe just sorting through footage and picking out the best B-roll clips, right? So that's sort of how you want to get into this. You don't want to just give them projects right away. When I created this system, I didn't go from $0 to $25,000 within a month. It took about 6 months for me to get there, but it was through consistent building, right? So you do it slowly, and then once they start to get better and more efficient at whatever content that you're creating, then you start to give them more responsibility. So pricing. So what I like to do is I like to put the editors on a probation period for about 30 days. In those first 30 days, I offer them $10 for shorts and reels, anything under a minute. And then for anything long form, which is over a minute, obviously, so it's like 1 to 3 minutes. So I offer them $25 for anything long form. And that's only for the first month, because you want to establish a workflow with them. You want to get into a rhythm because they are 15 hours ahead. After the probation period, I literally just double the rates. So for short forms, I'll pay between $15 to $25. And then for long form, I bump them up between $45 and $65, depending on how complex the edit is. Now again, these are really low costs. If you're a wedding filmmaker, for example, those things are longer, so you might have to pay a little bit more. So it's plus or minus like 10 or 15% on that, depending on the type of content that you create. If your client already has an established look or established format, it's easier to get your editor at a lower rate because you don't need to sort through all this footage. Once you figure out who your editor is, that's pretty much it from there. Like, you combine your retainer model with your clients with the low acquisition cost of creating the content, you have a really good recipe of clearing a lot of profit every month. Well, that's what I've been able to do in the last 2 years. So I went from inconsistent projects and inconsistent income to having work that is way more predictable. And before I used to work like 40 to 50 hours a week. Now I only work 2 to 3 hours a day. The real shift isn't really the hiring. It's repositioning. You're not going to sell yourself as an editor anymore. You're going to sell consistency, peace of mind, and really a done-for-you clarity. That's what's going to get you these $2,500 a month monthly retainers, instead of these one-off projects that could range in either day rates or project rates or whatever. If you want to continue doing that, that's great. Please, by all means, go out there and hustle your ass off. But if you're in a position like me where you want to get more consistent income with the skill set that you have as a content creator, this is by far the best thing that's happened to me. And I want to share that with you guys. So if you want to do the same, go ahead and download the content automation engine below. We have an introductory offer for the first 10 people that sign up for it. And we're going to be opening up a community soon as well, because some of the people that are using the same system have told me that it'd be beneficial to ask questions in a group forum, and I think it's a great idea. So we're continuing to refine this system and how we're delivering it and how we're giving out this information. So be on the lookout for that community. But in the meantime, yeah, go ahead and download the content automation engine down below. We have a free version and then also the paid version. The free version pretty much goes over what we went through this video today. But if you really want the step-by-step process of how to do this, you're gonna wanna get the full system. So all of the videos that I have so far on this YouTube channel have talked about how to build this team and how easy it is. So if you wanna learn where to find your first clients that could benefit from something like this, click on this next video because it's coming up right now.